Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be testing Shadow Warrior 2 on the AMD Radeon RX 480 and 580, 8GB for FPS monitoring. I'll be using CAM. If you want to download this software, there's a link down in the description, and if you want to purchase any of the parts featured in this build and support the channel, there are Amazon affiliate links down in the description too. So Shadow Warrior 2, I'll be doing 1080p, 1440p and 4K. To skip none of those sections of the video, check the description below. So first I'll be doing 1080p using the G4560 with the RX 480. After that, the rest of the video will be using the Ryzen 5 1400 on 1080p, 1440p and 4K. I'll be targeting 60 frames per second at 1080p. Then at 1440p, I'll be targeting 60 frames per second, and then I'll crank up the settings as much as I can to stay over 30. And finally at 4K, it was impossible to hit constant 60 frames per second, so I had to lower the settings pretty much to the minimum, and I was able to hit 30 frames per second with some drops below that every now and then. So I recommend avoiding 4K and sticking to 1080p or 1440p. And one very important thing to keep in mind, I couldn't select 1440p or 4K from the resolution options for some reason. I even tried using an older driver that works on other games, but in this case 1440p and 4K weren't able to be selected from the list. So instead I just kept the resolution at 1080p and played with the resolution scale slider. So at 200% is the same as 4K, which is 4 times 1080p but 2 times each of the axes of 1920 by 1080. And at 1440p I had to use 134%. Which is actually 133.33333%, but I wasn't able to select that value, so I kept it on 134%, which is pretty much 1440p. So now I'm going to comment on the graphics options menu. There is not one setting that you lower and the game magically gets a big bump in the frame rate. In this case you have to lower many things together in order to see a big frame rate difference compared to more modern titles that you lower the settings and it looks very similar. In this case the differences are very noticeable, but the game still looks pretty good. Sorry about the video quality, YouTube compression kills the quality of the video, so the game will look much worse than when you are actually playing it. So the one setting that I saw that boosts performance the most is level of detail. You have low, medium and high. I recommend using medium since low has a lot of pop-in. But if you don't care about pop-in and all that kind of stuff, just keep it on low. Then SSAO and screen space reflections, and then foliage and debris. Just lower those 3 settings together and you should have a good boost in the frame rate. But if that wasn't enough, also lower together shadows, volumetric fog, depth of field and temporal anti-aliasing. The depth of field option will help you the most when you're aiming down sights, since everything around the sight will be blurred with that effect. So in that case it will give you a good FPS boost, but there's not much that you can do to fix the performance other than lowering the resolution. Also, if you have an NVIDIA card, you have NVIDIA multi-res shading. We'll just lower the resolution on the edges of the screen and keep the maximum quality in the middle of the screen. You might not notice the difference. It's slightly noticeable if you keep it at 60%, but I didn't see much of a difference in performance. I saw 5 FPS difference at the most, even using the aggressive setting. So I don't really think it's worth using. It's not actually such a big performance boost. But yeah guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you keep enjoying the video. Thanks for watching and see you next time.
motherfuckers! Who goes the boomstick? fresh ammo. Nothing like it.